cutie pies. I am Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is Days of Our Lives edition. All right, guys, let's get into it. Today is Wednesday, October the 25th, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to let you guys rate it. Tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment to let me know you are here, and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get into it. We see Marlena and Brady. Marlena and Brady are talking, and they are saying, um, he's catching up. They're just catching up. He's catching up on everything that's going on with him and Tate. And then he talks about Rachel and maybe he's over parenting Tate because he doesn't have Rachel. And Marlena just says, I know it's difficult. And then he says, but I might be getting Rachel back soon. And he lets her know this plan he has going with Gabby and Stefan. And she said, are you sure about this? Like, I don't know. He said, I'm sure it's something in it for them, but I don't care. I'm going to be able to get Rachel back. So it is what it is. I don't care about any of that. Right. And so she says, all right. She says, I'm fond of Gabby. And I said, okay. Because Gabby has done some things. Like, it's weird to me on the soaps how they can be like, they like one person and another person they don't. But, anyways. Brady thinks this plan is going to work, so he's all in. So then we see Rachel, not Rachel, Kristen and Gabby speaking, and they're talking about, she's looking for Rachel, and I'm sorry, y'all, they're outside of the apartment working on something. She's telling them about how she is looking for Rachel and she can't find her, and Gabby's like, oh, I don't know where she is, and so then, oh my gosh. Sorry about that, y'all. They are just nailing away out there. So then, anyways, she can't find her. But anyways, Kristen and Gabby continue to talk, and she tells her that she's off to lunch with EJ because, since his mother's been gone, he's grown closer to her and he's so happy she's alive. She reminds him of his mother. I don't know. She said, but they're getting closer. So Gabby is like, oh my gosh. She tells Kristen, hey, I heard Rachel was actually with Harold. He took her to paint pumpkins or something like that in the town square. And she was like, oh, well, that's nice of him. I said he would take her to do that and not tell you. Girl, don't make sense. But anyway, so that buys Gabby some time. So Stephanie is with Rachel. He starts talking to her about, playing the 21 questions game. And if she wins, she'll get Taylor Swift tickets. And he was like, oh my gosh. She was like, oh my gosh, because she loves Taylor Swift. And she was like, but I call BS. Don't tell mama I said that, but I call BS because my mama can't even get those tickets. And you telling me you can? And he says, oh, I saw a contest or whatever. And that's how you would get them. So she's just like, oh, okay, then we're going to try that out. We're going to try that. I'm glad I'm not sleeping because if I was sleeping, I would be upset. So then we go over here to Gabby and she tells Stefan, we need to hurry up and get this plan in motion because, baby, if we don't, Kristen is going to find out what we're up to, right? So then we see Stefan goes over to Brady and he tells Brady, I need you to play your part in this. And Brady says, y'all not doing anything illegal. He said, no, it's family stuff. But don't worry about anything we're doing. And that's what Marlena had told Brady that too. Are you about worrying about what Gabby and Stefan were up to? And he says he doesn't care. So he really doesn't care. He just wants Rachel back. So he's like, whatever y'all are up to, that's fine with me. He says, so whatever y'all are up to, that is fine with me as long as I get my daughter. So he says, we just need you to distract Kristen. She's on her way to the bistro. And he said, all right, cool. So then we see Kristen is on her way to the bistro and Brady stops her and he starts talking about, I want to thank you for letting Tate see Rachel. And she said, yeah, of course, if you're asking to, the answer is no. Now, Marlena did run into Kristen when she was on her way. And she told Marlena, you can't see Rachel either. I said, nah, Kristen. God dang. But she said they did me like this. I said, you're right. She said this is the exact way they did me. I couldn't see her. And I said, you're right, okay. And so then Brady stops and he starts talking about her. I saw that Rachel had a D in math, and she said, I got her a tutor. Everything is fine. He said, you got her in advanced class. She said, well, she's too smart for the other class, so she gonna have to apply herself for this one. She takes after your side if you call her dumb, she takes after your side. And they were just going back and forth. And then Kristen said, Brady, I'm the disciplinary. So if anything is going on with Rachel, I will take care of it. That the judge allowed me to have custody. Like he's getting all Kristen all worked up, and she's saying this, and Stefan is recording, and she doesn't see this, but Stefan is recording the whole thing. And then we go over here to Gabby and Rachel, and you know, right, the costume. There's a costume contest, and that's what she's gonna win the Taylor Swift tickets on. That's what they told Rachel, right? So, she's like, Gabby, help me, help with a costume, because she was like, Mom, the costume my mom gave me was lame. Put bruises and stuff on Rachel's face, like she's being kidnapped and I guess tortured, not well, abused while she's kidnapped. I don't know if I like this storyline, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. This was really triggering for me, so I was like, I don't like this one. I don't like this storyline. So, I'm not gonna hold you long on it. Let's move on. I guess that's how they're gonna blackmail Kristen. All right, so then we go into the town square and we see, remember yesterday Harris and Jada walked up on Ava while she was talking to Gil, the middleman for the bistro. For middleman, he owns the bistro, but he's the middleman for Clyde running drugs. So the bistro is just a drug front right now. So, anyways, Harris is asking Ava, you all right? You good? You seem upset. And she was like, no, 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 I'm good. She was like, no, 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 I'm good and everything. And so they introduce, and Gil is like, who is this? And she said, this is Harris Michaels. And Jada said, I'm Detective Hunter. So he was like, oh, you're cops. And they were like, yeah. And he was like, well, thank you for what you've done, the boys in blue, and Jada said, and girls. So they're making introductions, and they tell that Ava is working for him now. So they tell that Ava is working for him now. Um, I don't remember where I left off because I keep having to pause this because it's so loud outside. I'm sorry about this, guys. And I'm going to the gym, so I can't do this later. All right. So Ava is just, she's just telling them, she works at the bistro now. She's the manager, and they're happy about that, right? So, anyways, Gil says, well, I'm going to take my new employee to work. And so Harris and Jada talk, and he's like, oh no, that's weird. And she was like, what? He was like, I'm getting a. She said, I think you're just overprotective of Jada. I mean, of Ava. And I said, no, Harris, you right on the money. You got it right. And so he was like, nah, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Anyways, that's it with them, y'all. So then we go over here to Leo and Dimitri, and they trying to figure out how we gonna get this money. And so he said, let's put on these masks and go and get the sheets with as ghost and everything. And they get up into the room, the Salem Inn. They get the money. They got the card from Leo's aunt, and Leo says, I gotta use the bathroom. And Dimitri said, well, you need to hurry up because we need to get up out of here. The police could be checking. And he says, okay, yeah, you're right. So then we see Jada and Harris taking their sweet time to get up to the Salem Inn. They walk through, and then they're coming back through and say, like, let's check the Salem Inn. I said, that's what y'all were going to when you were meeting with Ava. Where y'all been? But anyways, they said, okay, let's go. So then they get up to the room, and they said the police tape has been tampered with. So they burst in, and they look around, and they said, was that pitcher on the floor? Because Leo had knocked over a water pitcher. I said, so y'all didn't even try to pick it up? They left it on the floor, and they said, it's still damp. That means they were just here. And Harris said, well, what about those two men that we saw in the that we just passed by that were ghosts? And they were like, let's go chase them down. So they go chase these two men down, right? And they're like, Leo, Dimitri, freeze, you're under arrest. And they pull the ghost mask off from under them, and it's not even them, child. It's not even them. So then we see where Leo and Dimitri, somebody called it the something motel, the Moan Motel. I said, what now? But anyways, child, they made it back to the Roach Motel, and that's it, y'all. They made it back, and I guess they're gonna leave town. I don't know if Leo and Dimitri are gonna still be on the storyline or not, because Days is good with getting rid of some people. I wish they would get rid of some of these storylines, because baby, I'm not into it. I'm sorry, I'm not into it. I'm not into this whole Rachel storyline. That triggered me from childhood. I said, I'm not. This gonna be difficult to watch, but I'm gonna go ahead and review it. And anyways, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for a new episode of What Happened on the Soaps Days of Our Lives edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.